Welcome to another episode of Another Fat Guy Cooks. I am your fat guy, Andy Baker, and today we're going to have a go at tempering chocolate and making chocolate bars and all things chocolatey. Let's go.
Another lost day, another lost year, another chopped onion to cover up the tears, another dream dead, another loss on the books, another fat guy cooks.
Okay, so we're going to try and do some chocolate tempering. Now, chocolate tempering is a bit complicated, so I wrote down some cheats because I don't remember stuff very well. But basically what we do is we get our chocolate, this stuff, we heat it up to a certain point to break down all the crystals and stuff that are in the chocolate. We then cool it down to a certain temperature, which then allows new crystals to form, which are the little tiny ones, which is what we want, which gives us that nice, snappy, shiny, tempered chocolate. And then we heat it back up again a little bit, so it's pourable, and then we mold it into chocolate bars. Seems really fucking easy, right? But the reason it's not, I had to write this down because my printer ran out of ink. There you go. So, dark chocolate, milk chocolate and white chocolate all temper at different temperatures, as you can see. So first off, we're going to just do a milk chocolate with nuts and orange, and then we're going to have a go at doing maybe a honeycomb one, maybe a white chocolate one with some fruit, something like that. I don't know, we'll just play it by ear, see how we go. But the first thing I'm going to do is make some candied orange peel, which takes ages to set. So now I'm thinking I should have really made that ahead of time. Okay, so I just don't know if I'm getting the right footage from this. I've had a really shit week, and I've been putting off filming this all week. It's Thursday night now. It's quite late. I've had a couple of tramadol and don't know if I'm going to make it through this tonight, but I'm going to give it a go, because if I don't do it tonight, I'm not going to want to do it tomorrow night, because I'm just going to get drunk and then it's going to go all like pumpkin pie and carnage, and I'd quite like to give you some, something with a decent result at the end of it. So we'll try, we'll see what we can do. So, first thing, we're not running, reverse, back to start. We are going to first have a go at making like a honeycomb chocolate bar thingy. Yeah. So the first thing we're going to do is make honeycomb, which is a bit tricky, but not that tricky. So we're going to have a go at that first. So let's make some honeycomb. Shall we make some honeycomb? Let's make some honeycomb. We want about 6 tablespoons of treacle, or I think if you're an American, you would use like molasses or something like that. You can even use honey, I think. And we're going to throw a couple of cups of Castor sugar on top of that. We'll do 1.5. 1.5 cups Castor sugar on top of that, and what we need is, we're going to start off with a spoon, this spoon, and then we're going to finish off with a whisk. So we're just looking to incorporate all of this and for all the sugar granules to dissolve and everything to melt and become homogeneous. Okay, as you can see, it's starting to get there. Still got granules in it though. It's getting there now, it's getting to a nice lovely amber colour. You can see that? Okay, we have a pan. We need squirty squirt. So some like fry light, whatever. So we're going to grease our pan down. Okay, so you need your whisk, and you need a good 2 teaspoons of bicarbonate of soda. We're going to dump this in here, and then, hang on, yeah, still hot enough. We're going to dump this in here, whisk like fucking crazy, and then dump it in here, and it's going to turn into honeycomb. Are you ready? 2 teaspoons. Let's go. Okay, and in. Okay. And then you don't touch that, look at it or breathe on it or anything for a good like hour and a half. So I'm gonna leave that now and I'll be back. Right, so honeycomb is in the fridge, setting up, looking good. What we're going to do now is try and get some candied orange, because I want to make some chocolatey, orangey, chocolatey, nutty chocolate, orangey chocolate. Okay? So, how we do this is we get our Clint Thulu knife. See ya. Okay, want 2 nice oranges, and we're going to knock these into quarters. What we're going to do is we're going to take out pretty much all the meat, but leave the pith and leave the rind, but take out all the meat. So if we don't get it perfect, it's not the end of the world, but you know, something like that. That'll do. Okay, so we're just going to take all of the meat out. Leave the rind behind. And do that for all of them. Make sure you're always pointing your knife directly into your hand. So if you fuck up, it's spectacular and bloody. We're going to boil these for about 20 minutes until they soften, and then I'll be back. We'll cut them into strips, stick them in some sugar water, boil them again until it all reduces down and they get all candified and nice. If I'd have got a brain in my head, I would have done this yesterday and had some ready so I could have just gone and then new ones done, but I am not very clever. So we're going to have to actually put off chocolate till tomorrow, but I'm just going to keep the same t-shirt on so you guys won't know, apart from that I've just told you now. I'm going to go eat this orange while this happens, because fruit's good for you apparently, and I'm a big fat fucker and probably should eat more fruit. Okay, so this has been boiling for about 20 minutes. We're going to take this out, we're going to strain it, we're going to rinse it, and then some other stuff. So we're going to dump these out. Rinse them off. Okay. Before we put them back in, we're just going to slice them into strips, nice thick strips. Ooh, they feel nice and soft. So. Oh, do you like the t-shirt, by the way? It doesn't really fit very well, but none of my clothes do because I'm incredibly fat. But just a big shout out to Mishka. Love you, brother. Thank you very much for all the retweets and shit. Couldn't have done it without you. I know it seems like I'm being really nice to him, but he fucking hates it, so. So, in here. 2 cups of water, a little bit more, and 2 cups of sugar. Okay, back on the heat. Oh, the orange goes in. So this now already is to the point where like you can just eat it. Oh wow, that's so bitter and orangey and all that flavour. It's a bit overpowering at the moment, but after it gets sugared and shit, it's going to be so good. Okay, lid back on. This is going to go now for about, in fact, I don't want a lid on, so I want the water to evaporate and it to all get sugary. So I'm going to come back and stir this about every 5 minutes, but this wants to be on here for about 40 minutes. So I'll be back when it's all done and sticky and gorgeous and caramelly and beautiful. That's it, I'll be back. Okay, so yeah, I really picked the easiest shit to do for these, don't I? Right, orange peel is now cooled after about half an hour. Well, it's not quite cooled, but it's cooled a bit after boiling in the sugar water for about half an hour, 40 minutes. So what we're going to do is get a slotted spoon or some kind of spatula. There we go. One of these. And we are going to place them on our baking sheet here, on our rack here, and then put them in the oven. And the lowest temperature. And that's going to dry them out and get the water out and just leave the sugar. So you can have sugary, lovely, tasty, crunchy, orangey things. Okay, this is like total. One thing that I need to do that I never do is reduce recipes depending on how much I actually need of the thing. So this is going to be enough to make about 500 bars of chocolate, and you know, I'm going to be making like one. But anyway, so now, is that hot? No. So this now is going to go in the oven for about half an hour on the lowest setting to basically dehydrate. Okay, I'll be back in another half an hour to sprinkle them in sugar, and then that's about it. And then it will be tomorrow when I can actually make the chocolate, because we'll have our, what's it called, honeycomb? Yeah, we'll have the honeycomb, we'll have the oranges. I've also got some dried strawberry, and we have our white, dark and milk chocolate. And yeah, we'll just knock up some weird and wonderful chocolate bars and then dish them out to people. I don't know, should be fun. Cheers. Okay, so we're back. Day 2. Same t-shirt. Right, so we are making chocolate. We have got some stuff prepared from yesterday, which is our candied orange and our honeycomb. So let's have a look at that first and see how we did. Okay, so candied orange, I think looks pretty cool. Tastes really good too. And what we're going to have to do now is give this a whack and see how well it breaks up. Looks okay. No idea how to do this, by the way. interesting. Okay. I kind of want it to just break apart and then melt, but it kind of turns into like really sticky, chewy, gets stuck in your teeth kind of fucking stuff. And that's not really what I'm looking for. And I've got no idea how I'm going to get it out of this pan. Oh, there we go. So we have some of this to play with. Maybe we do something with this. Maybe we don't. Tempering chocolate, like I talked about before, is basically this. So you basically heat it up to this temperature, and then you let it cool to this temperature, and then you heat it back up to this temperature, depending on what type of chocolate it is, and it should work. So let's see. First thing we're going to do is just normal milk chocolate. So this guy here is called a bain-marie, I think, or just a double boiler. So all it is a little pot over water, not quite touching it. That's going to secondary heat the chocolate, so there's absolutely no chance that the chocolate burns, because chocolate burns super fucking easy and then it sucks. So we're going to add some chocolate to here. How much? Should probably measure it. I'm not going to. Okay. And while this is happening, just so we've got some ready, because we're going to try a couple of different chocolate combinations, let's get this boy here going as well. Let's get some dark chocolate on. Okay. So I need to keep this handy so I can remember the temperatures. And my other temperature gauge that I've got, this guy, is not going to be that great. So I've got a nice little instant read temperature gauge, straight in temperature, nice and easy. While that's happening, we're going to cut our orange up into some little tiny chunks that we can then put in our chocolate. Yeah. We ain't going to need much of this. Like I said yesterday, I've made way too much of everything. So there's our diced orange. And to go with our diced orange, I think we're going to do some like nice walnut. There we go. So we're also going to chop up some nice walnuts. I don't know if these are actually nice walnuts. It could be pricks for all I know. So we have some walnuts. We have some orange. These are our chocolate molds. Just standard from Amazon. Not a sponsor. So what we're going to do is, let's do it over here. So what we're going to do here is get a little bit of our orange and sprinkle it evenly over our mold. trying to make sure that we get at least one piece of orange in every piece, like so, and then the same for this guy. The reason I'm putting it in first is because I want like little bits of orange to stick up above the surface. I don't want it to be completely hidden. And then we're also going to break up some walnuts. Want to make sure we're leaving decent surface area that we can see of the mould. Okay, so they're ready for the chocolate now, nice and easy. This is now 46 degrees. I'm going to take this out, sit it down here, throw in a little bit more chocolate. Not much, just a bit, like so. And then we're going to whisk this off the heat and melt this chocolate together. And we're going to whisk this like crazy until it's down to the right temperature. It's really starting to thicken up now. Double check it one more time. I think we should be about there now. Yep, that looks about stable at 26. Perfect. Okay. So now that's stable at 26. It's going back on the heat. And we're going to whisk it until it's at 30, which should not take very long at all. This is a lot easier to do in bigger batches. There we go. That will be at 30 now. So now we're going to fill our moulds. That's one filled, and I don't quite have enough for another one, so I'm just going to do a swirl on this one, and then I'm going to top it up with dark chocolate. It's going to be pretty cool, I think. Perfect. Right, then we're going to mix this one down into this one. Looking all good. Looking all good. And then with the leftover dark chocolate, I had an idea. Let's see. What do you think? Okay, we have finally got it down to the right temperature. So, back on the heat, just to bring it up to 30 again, to loosen it up. And then we can pour it, stick them on the tray, stick them in the fridge, and then I can fuck off and go get drunk and forget about this until later today or tomorrow when I can be bothered to show you the result. Which, you know, but look at this guy. I mean, look at him. Look at him. He's beautiful. That was so funny. 30. Done. Let's pour. think I'm only going to get 2 of these. But that's fine. So, yeah, I'll be back in a minute to show you how it all turned out. Fuck knows, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. We'll see. Bye. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got. Everything's cooled down, and yeah, we can taste it, see if it's any good, see if it's tempered properly, find out if I'm a complete failure or not, if I should even be doing this channel, if I might as well just delete everything and fucking end myself. It's kind of a lot to stake on it, really, but let's have a look. The main thing about tempered chocolate is that it snaps, has a nice snap to it, and when you touch it, it doesn't immediately melt. It has like a bit of resistance to melting when it's in your fingers. So we'll see. So what I usually do is, as I'm taking this out, I kind of break around the edges to kind of tidy it up a little bit. So let's do that here. Okay, so what we'll do is go around the outside. Like so. And then pop that guy open. And then just go around and just pop off any little bits that look like they don't fit. Now, this is not melting straight away, as you can see. Looks good. So I'm going to save this one because this one is for my dad. So I'm not going to tear that one to pieces, but we'll crack this one open. You see those great chunks of orange in there though, look at that. Perfect. Oh, look at you. So, how's that look? See the nice marbling with the dark chocolate and the light chocolate. It's all nice and shiny. Nothing's melting. Oh, look at you, beauty. Beauty, beauty, beauty. Oh, how cool does that look? Hang on, stay. Yeah, boy. Okay, let's hang on. Let's do that. Just throw a couple of bits of orange around the outside. Alright, first off, let's check the snap. Ah, beautiful. Let's see. Ah, that's so good. So this is dark chocolate, milk chocolate with the orange and the walnut. Oh my god. I think I'm actually wet. Oh, the dark and the milk together. You got the bitter from the orange with the bitter of the dark chocolate. The walnut coming through. Fuck yes. Alright, let's try the white. See if we get a snap. A little bit less of a snap. I think this one is maybe not quite. I think I've rushed this one a little bit. Yeah, you can feel it's a little bit more melty. But still looks great. Still got a snap look. It's just not quite as snappy. Yeah, you can taste. And look, you can see it's melting in my hand a little bit. Didn't quite nail the tempering on that one, but it's to be expected because I got bored at the end and started rushing it. But it still tastes amazing. The strawberries and shit in there. Mmm. Fuck yes. Alright kids. That's tempered chocolate. Mmm. With some weird ingredients. So from me and Dennis. Mmm. That's so good. What do you taste like now? Dennis tastes pretty good. Go for the money shot. That shot's for donors only. So if you want to be a donor, go down to the bottom and buy me something cool off my wish list, or send me a couple of quid on PayPal or whatever, and there might be an extra video of me doing something really embarrassing with Dennis. I don't know. We'll see. Please comment, subscribe, or like, comment and subscribe. One of those. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next week. Love you.